Real Talk Houston with Carlotta B. This is season 2, episode 2. I want to thank you guys, first of all, for joining us. This is a platform where we like to showcase small businesses, upcoming businesses in the Houston community, as well as individuals that are doing great things in the Houston community. Happy holidays. I want to first say welcome to our special guest today. Billy Banks is in the building, everyone. Billy is singer, musician, songwriter. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, Billy.
Here.
So, tell me a little bit about you. Are you from the Houston area? Where'd you go to school? Rep your set. Tell me a little bit about you.
So I'm from, I've been kind of all over the place. I'm from Anchorage, Alaska originally.
Oh, amazing.
I just moved to Houston.
Okay.
I just moved to Houston last year during the pandemic.
Okay.
And so I haven't really been out much yet, but I've been working. I've been in studios.
Yeah.
And as soon as we're back outside, I'm outside, and I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. Did you do any fishing in Anchorage? That's that's on my bucket list.
Yeah,
to
we did.
Fish in
we
Anchorage,
fish a
Alaska.
lot. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Ice fishing, right?
I never ice fished.
You just what? Just
regular fishing.
regular
Fish.
fish.
Yeah. But I was young too. I was young when I was in Alaska. I mainly
Okay.
grew up in California.
Okay.
I was like an hour north of Sacramento.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I never really understood, just digging a hole. I mean, I want to do that too. I want to fish in Alaska and I want to ice fish.
Have to.
It's the, but it's still the concept of digging this little, 24-inch in diameter round circle and just posting up and sitting there in a chair and just waiting for something to bite, right? I think I'd rather, after I do that, that's on my bucket list too. I think after that, I would like to really do some serious fishing in Alaska because one of my girlfriends is from there as well.
Okay.
And she said there's nothing like fishing in Alaska.
That's funny
So-
because it's like no matter where you go, even though like you always know somebody that knows somebody that's from Alaska, so it's funny.
Yeah,
So,
I know, right?
No, great fishing up there, great. I mean, I was young when we left, but it's on my bucket list to go back, take the family up there. So.
And how old were you when you left?
I
About
was 10.
10
when I
years
left,
old?
So it's like I just remember the fun stuff, fishing in camp.
Oh, yeah.
All that
So
talking.
those are some of your great childhood moments.
Yeah.
What's some of your worst? What's the worst childhood moment that you can think of right now that you care to share?
It's there's one that really stands out. I was 16. My oldest daughter was just born a couple weeks before,
Okay.
and I got a call that my mom was in the hospital.
Mm.
And so I show up there. I'm the only family member that's there. Like everybody else, kind of out doing their own thing. And and I walk in, and I just remember this doctor coming out and telling me like this medical terminology that I didn't really understand at the time.
Yeah.
And basically, now that I'm grown, I translated to she basically had overdose, and she had like heart complications and seizures, and she wasn't supposed to make it past the night. So that was she did, thank God.
Thank God for that.
But that was hard for me to deal with, especially being there by myself at that age.
Yeah, at that age.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. So you are a musician, songwriter. If you hadn't become a musician, what do you think you'd be doing right now?
I actually do have a career right now. I'm in finance for a medical group here in Houston.
Okay.
And I am currently going to school. I'm working on my bachelor's in accounting, and I also have signed up for real estate. So
Okay,
it's like I
nice.
just always learned that you never put like all your eggs in one basket.
Definitely.
There's a million ways to get it, and I'm trying to touch as many of them as I can.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's always good to have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, and
absolutely.
possibly a plan D. Because
Yeah.
you just, you never know.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, having multiple streams of income these days is, that's a very good idea, actually. So how did you discover that you even had a music talent? What were you doing?
I actually I kind of grew up around music. My dad, when we were growing up, he would always tell us he was like lead share of the trumpet in his band, and then when he graduated school, he was in like a couple jazz bands. And then like growing up, when we would go to church, he would be performing in the church band. So it's like I kind of have grown up around music and was directly influenced by it.
Right.
So like just between like singing in church and singing in the car, I've always thought that I was a world-class singer, no matter how terrible I sounded in the car. But it's like I just between like my love for music so young, I actually started writing like poetry and short stories when I when they like try to teach you about those things in school and everything.
Right,
I just really
right.
took off with it.
Right.
And it was only a matter of time before I thought that it made sense to then start putting like the music behind the poetry and the poetry to the music. So that's kind of where
So you had the poetic skills, you had some rhymes, so you wanted to put some music behind it, huh?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
You know, just give it a little heartbeat, just something to really bring it to life.
How do your kids feel about your music? Do they listen to your music? Do they? What are their comments about their dad?
They do, and they all kind of love music too. They love singing. But my son is really, he tries to be in there with me, like playing the piano. He tries to be in there, like just the drums. Like he's about as good as I was singing in the car playing the piano. But you know, he just really does it. Like if I get a song going, he like that's like.
Okay, so he plays the piano.
No, I mean he comes in and.
Like, he's trying. He's just kind of banging on the keys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and my guitars and all that too. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are your favorite genres of music to listen to?
You know, it's strange because I don't even. I listen to a little bit of everything, but lately, and like as I've like grown and gotten older, I kind of like more. I love like the classics and the oldies, but then I love like some good like country music too. It just feels like the right. Not all. I mean, it's got to be the right ones, but the right ones are the right ones.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah.
I kind of like country too. Have you heard of Colt Ford?
I haven't. See, that's not one of the ones for me. I mean,
really?
all respect for what he does.
Have you listened? Have you heard his music though?
I have.
Okay,
I haven't like not a lot of his catalog.
You don't like
from what I've heard, it's kind of because he's the one. He's the one that kind of like raps. Country,
yeah, he's like a country rapper.
See, and I like kind of more laid back and like the real like
just
pour your heart out type ballads and things like that. You know,
exactly. Just listen to the story.
And really, I think that like country and like gospel R&B and everything, I think it's really tied a lot closer than people think. So it's like I mean, and you see like crossover covers of the genres, and those ones kind of tend to be like the ones that I lean on that I like to listen to.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. If you had a choice, if someone said, "Hey, Billy Banks, we want you to collaborate with another music artist," and that person is the person of your choice, who would you choose to collaborate with if you had that opportunity?
You know, I actually get asked this question a lot, and I don't ever have the right answer for it.
Okay.
But I think just because I listen to so many different like types of music, and I pull like influence, and I have different like emotions towards a lot of different artists and musicians throughout the years. But I think if I were to have to choose right now in today's music, I think Chris Brown would be the one that I would want to work with.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
With honorable mentions to The Weeknd and Ed Sheeran too.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Definitely great artists
all
in
great
their own
songwriters,
right.
and they're all just really versatile. So that's kind of what
Yeah. That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you've had a lot of performances. Does anyone stand out? Any one of those performances stand out as being a bad one? Like, oh man, I totally messed up. I forgot my lines, or what happened?
You know, I didn't ever have any like forgetting the lines things.
Mm-hmm.
And usually, if you do, you can play it off and get the crowd up, so you can like come back to it like it never happened. They don't know the difference. But there is one that stands out that I wish that I could have back. And back when I was up in Montana, there's actually a really good music scene, like hip hop R&B music scene in Montana. You wouldn't think so.
Montana?
Yeah, but there is. There's a lot of like some of like the best musicians that I've ever met from Montana.
Okay.
And so there was this promoter up there that we've been kind of networking with each other for a while, for a few years, and we had like always talked about getting on these shows together and doing these events. Yeah. But we just never happened to be in the same city when the same show was going on. Yeah. Finally, after a couple of years, it happened.
Okay.
And so I went and did this show, and I worked with some of him and his team, and I just like performed my heart out that show. That was one of the best performances that I ever did. Yeah. And he was there to see it, so it was really cool because we kind of built a bond like up to that point.
Right.
And like as soon as I got off stage, he came backstage and he was like, "Hey, I've got another booked out show on the next leg of this tour. Mm-hmm. Do you want to come and join us there?" And I was like thinking like, yeah, this is kind of short notice. I've got things that I've got to figure out. Let me get back to you first thing in the morning. And I had stayed up all night thinking about it. Yeah. And I just called him first thing in the morning and I said, "Yep, I'm on the road. Let's go. Let's do it."
Okay.
And by the time that I'd actually gotten to the next city, it was like 6 hours away. My voice was completely gone from the night before.
No
yeah,
way.
But
what happened?
I just, we turn up at my shows. We go, we're there to go up. So
yeah.
So
just
it's like, yeah, and it's like I I guess I didn't realize because I mean, I wasn't really like out there talking or trying to sing that morning
Right.
or anything.
Right.
But it's like, so I got to the venue. It's always the engineers, and it's like as soon as I was going for my sound check, yeah, it just like that's when it hit me. I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. So there was like, I mean, it was a sold out venue, and it was a good time. It's like I didn't do anything crazy. They still had a good time. We were still turning it up, but I just know like me personally, that was like the worst. That's one I wish I could have back.
Yeah, that's one of the things I heard about that singers not only voice training but post performance type rituals that they do.
Yes, and I was drinking tequila that day, so that didn't help at all.
Oh yeah, no, that's not one of the rituals.
Nope,
Billy,
that's
and no tequila after the show.
Yeah.
Well, if you got to perform the next day, no tequila.
Yeah, and that was my first time going back on shows, like 2 nights in a row. So that was.
Oh man.
I learned a few things that trip.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But that's okay. That's how you learn. So.
This is true. This is true. Okay, so with that in mind, if you're in that situation again, what are you gonna do differently?
I think I would just, I would take care of my voice a little better. I would
have some honey with your tequila.
But yeah, definitely. No. Just definitely take care of my voice a little bit better and prepare myself mentally for that. So that if and then say this is like an hour and a half set that I'm doing.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do to stop it from going out again if it were to happen in mid set.
Exactly.
So it's like I think just a lot of the things would be like the set that I was playing. I'd have to have my songs lined up to where I've got like a big one here that I could do vocally, but then let's do something that's a little bit easier and a little bit lighter. Like and just kind of switch it up a little bit. So
strategize more. So
Exactly.
So your 2021 music wise. Let's just say personal wise, because we're going to talk about your 2021 music in just a minute. But personally, any do-overs that if you could go back and do do-overs from 2021, do-overs from this year, and what would you do differently in 2022 from a personal perspective?
I haven't released any music this year. I've been waiting until everything kind of gets back to normal, and I don't know what normal is anymore. So
exactly.
I don't know if it ever is going to.
Right.
But I never felt like it was the right time to drop music because it's like people. I mean, it's been a hard time for a lot of people. So it's like
this is true.
I feel like at parts it could be selfish to be dropping a song talking about this when like somebody had just like a family member just passed away or somebody's sick or like somebody just lost their job or their house or something. So it's like I kind of just put that off for a little while, and I have been working vigorously in the studio this year.
Yeah.
And 2022, that's over. So we're off and running in 2022. So
that's wonderful. Any COVID impacts? Have you been directly impacted by COVID?
I have not, and my wife and I, we're actually the only ones in our family that haven't had COVID.
Oh, yeah.
So, but with that, everybody's recovered fine. And, so we've been really fortunate.
Oh, that's
but
great.
I mean, I know friends and friends' family members.
Yeah.
I mean, haven't been so lucky. So it's
so many twists and turns with COVID. You hear one thing one week, and next week the numbers are different, and they're contradicting themselves. And the world is turned upside down. On many different levels, and people's jobs are impacted, their mental state is impacted, relationships are impacted. It's been tough for a lot of people. So let's talk about some of your latest music and songwriting endeavors. I know you got some stuff going on. You've got some cuts that you're talking about releasing next year, and
I do.
Talk to us about your music.
So I've been really fortunate in the aspects of who I've been able to collaborate with. Because when if you were to look me up on like Spotify or Apple Music or something, I don't have a big catalog on there. I've got one project out, and that's it, and that dropped in 2020. And so it's like for the amount of work that I have out versus like the people that I've been able to work with and the level of the people in the industry that I've been able to work with. I've been very fortunate, and I've been able to collaborate with some of my personal favorite artists. artists here in Houston that since I moved here, I've been able to connect with
Nice.
and work with. I've got a new single coming out with Lance Chip. He's from Atlanta, and he's got a lot of he's kind of got a lot of industry credits as well.
Yeah.
So that's going to be coming out early 2022. The one that I'm really excited about is my summer single. It's going to be with Juicy Motherfucking Juice.
Yes.
That's my girl.
JMFJ.
We love her.
That's one of my favorite songs, Mango Sunshine.
Yes, that's
right?
the one, Mango Sunshine.
One of my
so
favorite
we're actually
songs.
planning on, we're working out the video treatment right now and getting that all right, and we're gonna hit that one hard. Summertime. I'm thinking that's gonna be like an early Memorial Day release.
Okay.
So we can just keep it going.
That's
also.
my birthday. That's perfect time to release.
For you.
Partay.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're going to try to cue up one of your songs before we end our interview today.
Okay.
Because I would really love for the audience to hear a little bit of that Mango Sunshine.
Yes. And this would be a world premiere if that were to happen.
Yes.
Nobody's heard that before, so.
Okay. That would be amazing.
That's a Real Talk Houston exclusive.
Yes, Real Talk Houston with Carlotta B exclusive. Letting you guys hear Mango Sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. What differences have you noticed between old school, new school, the lyrics, the music? What differences have you noticed?
You know, first of all, 90s R&B will never touch the 90s. Again, ever. That's greatest era of music for me. Yep. But as far as like the hip hop and rap scene goes, I don't really think that it's changed much. Like you got people were telling their stories back then, they're telling them now. We've just got more ways and more platforms in which to do that.
Yeah.
And I think personally we are living in one of the greatest moments in music history because it's like we've got all these subgenres and crossover genres and everybody can kind of just I feel like they have more room to express themselves. Like they're not just boxed into like the old school hip hop. They've got like you can do like a whole hip hop record and then like go into a song with like Nelly and Florida Georgia Line. Like I mean, it's like there's just so many different avenues for musicians now and artists. Yeah. And I just think I think it's incredible.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it is. The platform is huge.
But as far I mean, the content is still there. The feeling is still there. Of like, for me, anyways.
Yeah.
So it's like I just love the direction that it's going.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my interviews, my last episode actually, I had a couple of ladies in here and we were talking about women in the industry and how they feel in the industry because music is a male dominated industry, especially when it comes to rapping.
Yeah.
You know, R&B, it's pretty easy.
Oh, those R&B singers, they're killing us right now.
I know, right? They're
songstresses, they're killing us.
All over, yeah. They're
and I'm a
coming
fan,
out of the
though. I
woodwork.
support it. I'm here for it, so.
I know, right? So, just wanted to ask you though, a lot of performers, even R&B performers, not only female rappers, but female R&B singers, female rappers, and I hate to say it, but some gospel singers are a little scantily clad when they're performing. What do you think about that? As far as their attire, bodysuits, and more bodysuits, and sometimes less than bodysuits. So, what is your thought process on that?
I think that I think a lot of that has to do with just the way that music, the industry in general, has evolved. Music and entertainment has always been tied in really closely with fashion. Yes. And I think everybody is kind of, you get to a certain level, you've got different designers that are reaching out to you to try different things, and women are beautiful. So whatever they want to wear, I applaud that. I support them.
Yes. However they want to express
So whatever they want to do,
themselves,
if they come out there and they're completely covered up, I don't care. They're out there doing their thing. I love it regardless.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. Critical skills. It takes a songwriter. It takes skills to be a musician. It takes skills to be a rapper, singer. What do you channel to bring out the best performance for Billy?
I think even more than just that confidence in yourself. And that's hard to find because we're sensitive. We're sensitive about our work. Yes. We're protective of our work. We don't want. A lot of people don't want to be criticized about their work. They don't want to necessarily get it out to let people hear it because of what they think that they'll feel. I think that the biggest thing is having that confidence to take that step and just show the world who you are.
Yeah. I think Erica Badu said it best, right? She said, "I'm an artist and I'm sensitive."
Yeah. I'm agree with you every time you bring up Erica Badu. She always said it best.
Yeah,
She always
Erica
said it.
Badu. Yeah, she doesn't hold back. What advice do you have for beginners wanting to get into the industry? You know, people that are afraid to get into the industry. They have skills, but they don't know what to do with them. They don't know, how to get started. What advice do you have?
I think people just get this kind of facade from like social media that the music industry is just like this really big glamorous thing, and they only see like the top tier of people that are out there like really benefiting from that. But like music, it's $1 billion industry, it's a business. So the most important is get your business right. Like learn your business aspects.
Yeah.
Learn what you need to learn to get going down the right path for whatever suits your type of music, your brand.
Right.
And then just be yourself, because people will always respect authenticity.
That's true.
Like if you don't get like there right away, but if you're yourself, you will get there. So.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good to me. Do you play any instruments at all?
At the very slightest of novice levels, I play a little bit of everything. I can do like a little bit. I can do a little bit of guitar, a little bit of piano, a little bit of bass, a little trumpet, a little drums.
Nice.
But
nice.
I'm not like proficient at any of them.
No,
so
not
I can get by.
style,
I can get by
right?
like in the studio. Like I can do my thing. Or if like I need something more advanced, I can roughly get like a demo down to send out to one of my advanced players. But but nothing crazy.
Nothing like, oh, I'm about to go perform. I'm gonna be,
No.
playing the piano and singing. You guys come out and see me. Not on that level.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what? If you ever see me out there with an instrument, that's when I will get booed off stage. So.
I can play the piano, but I used to play for my church back in the day, right? So I had this little group. The name of the group was the Junior Red Circle, and I just thought we were just everything. I'm like, we're gonna go here this Sunday, and then next Sunday we're gonna go perform here. I was eating it up. I thought I was just all of that.
You were.
So funny, so funny. So a little bit about where do you see yourself? Talk to me about what are your goals for your music career? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What do you want to do with your career?
You know, I will always make music. I'll always create. That's just part of who I am. That's how I use music a lot therapeutically, and that's how I like vent and get through my day a lot of times. Is I'll sit back and whether I'm listening to music or writing music or playing music. So I'll always do that. And I think over the course of the next like 5 years, I would like to say I'd still be in Houston.
Okay.
So I would like to just be here, kind of work throughout the city, help out other artists, with trying to perfect their craft and just really build a network and help build up the city. Because you guys have been so welcoming since I've been here that I don't ever want to leave.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of opportunity here in the Houston area.
Yeah.
A lot of opportunity. You just got to get out, beat the bushes, network, meet as many people as you can, and a lot of opportunity. A lot of opportunity. So if you had an offer to go on the road again and travel, go on the road and travel, would you? I mean, what if you had an offer to take your music to the next level? Would you take it outside of the city?
I would.
Okay.
I think that's kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
Realistically, you wouldn't get that offer again. So I think I would take that. My family's supportive of what I do. So they've kind of always got my back, and I think that we could definitely make that happen.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, then
your finance career to fall back on.
Well, there's always gonna, and I talk to people all the time, and it's like realistically, like your music isn't gonna be what keeps you. It's not necessarily always gonna be sustainable. And you see it all the time. These people that sign like these huge advances, and then like in 5 years they're broke.
Yes.
So it's like I just strongly encourage everybody to don't quit your day job. Not in a bad way, but like you've got to just make it to where it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Totally.
So I could definitely see. So, but with that being said, if I were to get a call right now that said, "Hey, do you want to hit a tour and go on the road?" I would be like, "Yes." And then in a couple of years when that was done, I would be able to fall back and still be.
Yep.
So
that's why it's always smart to have a plan A, a B, a C, and a D.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't run down a rabbit hole with nowhere to go.
No.
What other passions do you have in addition to music, though? What do you like to do? How do you relax?
I really like. I'm from Alaska, but I grew up in California, and we would go down to like the Bay Area a lot. We would go to the beach. We'd go out to Fort Bragg up north and through the redwoods and everything. So I like being outdoors and I like being like on the water.
Yeah.
So we go down to Galveston like every weekend.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I just love it.
Yeah.
You're just far enough out of the city. My cell service is terrible, so you can't get a hold of me. I love it. So that's what I like to do. I like to do that. I also I'm avid in sports, betting, sports, fantasy football. I'm in the playoffs. I'm gonna win it too. If y'all are watching, I'm gonna beat y'all ass. But no, so it's just I just like to have a good time. I try to bring. I'm a firm believer in the energy that you put out is what you receive.
Yes,
so as long as I'm enjoying myself, my family's taken care of, that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
I just like to make sure everybody's having a good time.
Yep, that's great. Well, I'm a water junkie too. Anytime I can be near the water, in the water, on the water, sitting by the water, that's my happy place.
And whether it's like the ocean or a river or something.
I'm there. A puddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, lake.
In the rain, I open up all my windows when it's raining outside.
I do too. We do too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just to hear the rain and get the smell of the rain.
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't laugh at me, but I'm from the country. I won't say where, but I'm from East Texas, right?
Okay.
And we, at my grandmother's house, she had dirt roads at my grandma's house. And when it would rain,
I was in Montana. I know what a dirt road is. You act like it's
like it's foreign.
I've been trying to find some since I moved here.
Really?
Some dirt roads.
Roads?
I found like two.
If you go far enough out, you'll find some. Go out like by Hempstead. But I used to go outside and just open my mouth and just let the rain fall. And then I would I won't say I used to eat dirt, but yeah, I was like 9. I did. I was like 9 years old, and it was really weird. But okay, I digress. I won't even talk anymore about me eating dirt when I was like 9, but I did.
A lot of nutrients in this Texas soil.
So if anyone wants to get a hold of you, they want to contact you for a performance, they want some information from you, or just to get some advice, how do my audience contact you?
So again, my name is Billy Banks, and you can find me on all platforms. I have the same handle. It is at itsbillybanks.com, or not .com. That's the website coming 2022. I just let that slip out. But it's at It's Billy Banks, ITSBILLYBANKS.
Perfect. Okay. So I have a small studio audience in here. Does anybody have any questions for Billy?
Billy, what inspires your fashion? Because you got swag.
Yes.
I just wear what I think looks nice. I don't know. I do, like I said, I think that music and entertainment and fashion kind of really are they're kind of the same thing. And it's really just all about being yourself and being comfortable. So if I'm walking into a store, whether it's like Louis Vuitton or Gucci or whether it's a thrift store, if I see something I like, I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna figure out a way to throw it together. So I think that we're also, like I said, with music, the evolution of music, I think we're in one of the greatest moments that we've ever had in the music industry.
Yeah.
I also think that with fashion.
Yes.
So it's like, I
love fashion.
And like you hear a lot of times when people talk about like Kanye West, the Yeezy brand, and it's like, those are just like basic. But it's like, they're just right though. I feel like so. There's a lot of those kind of things that I look for that are just
some of those nuances.
Yeah.
His gear is definitely a little on a different side.
Yeah.
So not for my taste, but. So, okay, well, do we have any clips at all that we can play of Billy's music? Do we have a clip of Mango Sunshine?
I got trust issues, check behind every door, still put my...
Are we wrapping up? Or you?
So, just tell me when.
Okay, it's almost done.
All right.
Sorry,
I got audience, you guys were not able to hear that clip, but when we upload, okay, cool. You guys will be able to hear it. But gotta check it out. Mango Sunshine is the bomb. I totally love that song.
Thank you.
Love it. Okay, so
summer 2022.
this is
Look out for
it.
it.
Thanks, Boss Sam, for joining us. We're gonna wrap up season 2. This is episode 2. And I want to I already welcomed him. I want to thank Billy Banks for being in the studio with us today. You guys go follow us at Real Talk Houston and Real Talk Houston Studios.